Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Voice of the Rings. Alright, so, we were gone. I did a little prepping, little quest prepping, right? So, we are now over. I have traveled from, here's the camp. I'm at a little elf camp outpost. We brought the elf stone. Remember that person gave us the elf stone, that one girl? From, the elf that was in Gondaman. So, I got that done. I found the bow. Remember, we were supposed to find the bow for that one poor human ranger who wasn't much of a ranger and felt really sad that he lost the bow he was given. So I found his bow. I found the other guy's shield. So I'm going to bring those back right now, turn those in for the stories, right? Now, there's some other quests here from this elf. She tells us to do some things here on this dwarf. I think we're not going to worry about those right now. Let's see what this elf man has to say here. Glamir.
Sweelite Melon.
Sweelite Melon. Greetings, dwarf. I received a few visitors here at my home of old, but I am sure you did not come to listen to a tales of yore. What brings you to these vast wasting halls? That's kind of sad. This used to be his, home. You say... That is interesting, too, to think about, you know? Because elves live for so long. Also, Tolkien never said whether they were immortal or not. He just said they live very long. But, and we're just assuming they're immortal. But it's interesting because it would stink. Your homes and things would break down before you did. Interesting. You say that the evil wights roam the barrows to the northeast of my home. It is indeed well that Gaelfin sent you to me. With the Elfstone, I have a task for you if you are willing. Alright, well, he didn't give me another quest. So I'm assuming the task is from Nithin and this elf woman, Lagril. Oh my goodness, these names, they're killing me. I'm sorry, guys. Alright.
Stay a moment.
Stay a moment. This land has been sullied before by the dwarves and their keep on the hill, and more recently by half-orcs and Kraben. Now wicked spiders have entered the land, slaughtering the wildlife and endangering travelers. Thankfully, these evil creatures have so far only been found in the furthest northeast reaches of Haun Lin, but these lands would be better for their absence. Seek out the evil spiders and drive them from their lairs in Han Lin. Alright, sounds good, we'll do that. What's this other one?
Will you lend me your ear?
Will you lend me your ear? Her voice is, will you lend me your ear? She's got a weird high and low voice. Will you lend me your ear? Talthon Andre, the reign of Halden Lin to the east, was once known as the Shipwright's Grove in Westron, and it is there that many of the famed vessels of the elves were built in days long past. But the corruption that haunts it now is much greater than I or my brothers had imagined. Something malignant and evil. Malignant and evil lurks there now. Something must be done. If you would help me, then seek out the spiders that infest Talath Ondren east of here and collect the sticky spinnerets they use to ensnare their victims. It will take me time, but I may one day discern where these terrors gain their potence. Alright. They're definitely testing my knowledge in these crazy words. Alright, we're not going to do the spider quest right now. I'll keep that for later, defeating the spiders. Let's see what he has for us. Old Bones.
Come and stay a moment.
Come and stay a moment. You there, perhaps you can help with a small dispute. While I was away among the barrows to the northeast hunting for those trinkets, I saw an old bony wight wandering about the mounds. Fortunately, it didn't notice me, but the sight fairly froze my bow blood. Now, my friend, Galti doesn't believe me. He claims there are no barrow wights among the old Ardain mounds, but he's been no further than the mounds near Gondaman, and those don't seem to be haunted at all. It's only a mounds off a ways to the northeast. You look daunty enough to face down a wight or two. Perhaps you would go out to the barrows and collect a trophy to prove I wasn't seeing things, I will pay you for your services.
Silver 25 copper, guys. Going up in the world.
Will you help me?
Will you help me? I wonder if I could trouble you for a moment. A friend of mine, Bercy, struck out on his own to a grove northeast of Keldun to collect herbs for his recipes. I warned him of the threat of the vicious spiders in the area, but he laughed them off. Bercy is a good fellow and a fine cook, but he can be a bit addled-brained at times. My annoyances has turned to worry. Anyway, set a dwarf's mind at ease and search for him, will you? I'm sure he's just lost track of time, but still. The spider's lair is northeast of Kedul, but what with those wretched dour hands about, I would counsel you to take the long way around the port.
Alright, we will also do that later on. We are going to just turn in quests. Alright, so the quests I have to turn in Gondaman in that one. And then we are going to turn in... So we're going to return the bow. For that quest we continued. I'm going to return the shield. And we're going to bring the rabbit carcass to the guy at the lodge too. I did get the rabbit carcass for the poor little cub and its mom. Because we got to be nice, right? And then... And I do like animals. Animals are good. Talk to Gulfin outside the Wrath, and then we'll do our main prologue quest. We'll go talk to the guy down at the basically this area that's been taken by the goblins. The Dour Hands, and they're trying to obtain. But anyway, let's look at some pretty views as we travel. Got myself some tea here. Help my voice not go hoarse, going up to high voices and down to low dwarven voices. I think the dwarven voices are what get me, though. Harder for my normal voice, then. Alright. Here we go. Here he is.
What do you need?
What do you need? This is what I feared, but I could not bring myself to admit it. This shield bears mute testimony to the treachery of the Dour Hands. You have my thanks for these dark tidings. Oh man, you guys remember? That means his brother and those people probably got killed.
Come and stay a
We
moment.
leveled up. Come and stay a moment. You have done me a great service. Ill though your news was received, these vile Dour Hands, how dare they? Geller came to them to talk of peace, but they cut him down like a goblin. I will have my revenge. Our elders watch me too closely, for they know my temper. I cannot fight the Dour Hands myself, but you... Oh, yes. A while back, an elf came here looking for information about the Dour Hands. He thought they might be up to something truly terrible. He said his name was Glamir. I sent him towards the woods northeast of Gondaman. Seek him out. Maybe he knows the whereabouts of Skilly's Black Hand, the leader of the Dour Hands. At the fortified eastern camp, my brother must have been slain at his orders. A grim and deadly warrior he is. Seek Glamir to learn Sakithi's whereabouts and to wreak my vengeance upon Sakithi's head.
Ooh, alright.
Will you help me?
Talk to Mayor Gramer Tenderlarch.
Will you help me? You're done good, Zolin, but there's a whole wide world out there for you to explore, and if you want to start somewhere, Breetown is as good as any place to start. Go east until the Blue Mountains are far behind. It's a long journey, so be sure to pack plenty of supplies. The Shire folk may be able to offer you assistance on your travels. When you arrive in Bree, be sure to seek out the mayor of the town. If there's work to be found, he'll know where to find it.
Sweet. We're going to keep that, guys, because we're going to move on to Bree in just a couple episodes. Alright, travel to Bree. You are on the way to the heroes of Middle-earth. It is time to head to Bree. Sounds good. We will definitely head to Bree soon. Alright, we're going to get back to the lodge real quickly and turn the lodge quests in. Or should we just go hit the chapter quest?
Well met,
I think we're definitely going to ride to the lodge real quick. We'll look at some pretty views on the way. I'll get a nice little drink. Also has some boba in there. It's pretty good. I'm a boba fan. Boba Fett is cool too, but boba the food. And this game, I just love looking around in this game. I love just the distance in the game. You know, the mountains, and you see the tree lines and the shadows of tree lines and more trees, and like, it's just cool. It's really neat. There's Gondaman, the main fortress town of the dwarves here in the Valley of the Low Lands. L-O-W. We already went over that. It's not the Lone Lands. That's to the right of Bree. This is way to the left of Bree on a map. So this is way west of Bree. Alright, we're almost there, guys. The lodge is over here in these trees. I can see it already behind that rock. I actually think it might be easier to dismount and just run over the rock. Alright. So let's give that poor lynx cub a nice little tasty rabbit. And then we'll give the other guy his bow. And then we'll move on to finish the prologue quest.
I am at your service.
I am at your service. This'll do for now, but we can't keep feeding these the things, or they'll lose the wild streak and make them good hunters. That's a good lesson, everyone. It's always good to take care of a sick creature if it needs help in the moment, but don't keep doing it all the time because then they won't want to live
and stay
by themselves.
Friend.
Come and stay a moment, friend. Now the mother has a belly full of rabbit, but she still doesn't seem all that fat and sassy. I'm thinking that maybe an old dwarf home remedy might do. I've got plenty of mead, but I'm going to need some of the old secret ingredients. Now it just happens there's a sharp thistle plant in the area. I need you to go and collect some thorns so I can grind them and mix them with the mead. Anyway, there's thistles plants around the woods north of the cabin. Alright, well, we will do that later on. Let's give this guy his bow.
Woe to me.
Woe to me. You recovered the bow from Skarkolf? You have my thanks, Zolin. I have not much but my name, so my name is precious to me. I could not have lived with the shame of dishonoring Penglir's princely gift.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Might I take a moment of your time? I have been thinking, Zolin. After all the trouble with Skarkol over the bow, I don't believe I am worthy of it, especially since I could not even hold on to it. Please go back to Penglir and explain why I can't accept his bow. He may still be at Duland to the south of Gondaman. I am disappointed to my own folk, and to the disappointment to my own folk, and to the honor of Pengril's gift. No, man, we just got it for you. Come on, just keep the bow. Don't lose it again, right? Alright, well, he wants me to go way down there, but we're going to hit the prologue quest real quick. Actually, no, we're going to use this guy because the horse is a little faster.
At your service.
Ride
And
back
your
to
family.
Dunland, and then when we ride back to Dunland, we're going to just jump off the horse. You can jump off. There's usually this little icon on the screen, this little end fast travel button. Now, by the way, there's a difference if you're normal traveling, where it actually just a horse that automatically, I have no hands on the thing, and it just moves by itself. You don't ride your own horse. That's what this is. It follows a path. There's also one called Swift Travel, and it actually, once you start moving, it will load, the screen will load, and you'll appear on the new place. The two kinds. This is nice if you want to hop off halfway, which we do. We want to hop off right here before we get all the way into Gondaman. It's also good to know the path that it takes, that it doesn't like go up and around. It goes right here. Usually it's the fastest path, but still good to know. And you guys, when you come to watch my episodes, bring yourself a nice drink. Enjoy it. Relax. Have a snack. The whole point of these episodes is to have fun, see this awesome game, and I try my best to entertain you with my voices of Zolin Ironshield and all the rest. And that's a great wording. I definitely feel like I have been improving slightly with the voices over the last, 7 episodes. I will continue to improve. The only hard time sometimes is my throat gets dry. Then it makes it kind of hard to do high voices, or it's kind of hard sometimes when to do a really low voice and then go into a high voice, which I've already said in another episode. Goblins! If I never see another goblin again, I'll know that our efforts here were not wasted.
At your service and your families.
At your service and your families. Langler sent you? He's a queer sort, that one, but a fine fellow for sending aid. If he thinks you are capable, then I have no reason to keep you from your task. You will find all manner of foul goblins beyond our barricades here. Do your best to avoid the truly dangerous ones, and be careful not to travel too deeply within the valley. Fearsome are the goblins beyond the Great Peak, at the heart of Rath Terag. Okay, got it. He's got another one for us.
Greetings, traveler.
Greetings,
Will you stay a
traveler.
moment?
Could you stay a moment? My thanks to you for standing by us on this. You are not here to simply call the vocal vermin. You want to deal with the real threat. That is to say, goblins. The foul things have been bubbling up out of the ground like bees from a kicked hive. I don't rightly know what has gotten them all riled up, nor do I much care, but I believe it is their leader, Gazrip. If you're up for the fight, get there and break some goblin heads. If we can shatter their morale by defeating their leader, we can pen them in through the winter. Pin them in. Shouldn't it be pen them? I think it should have been pin them in through the winter, but whatever. Pen them in through the winter. The snows ought to block up these passages ill spring, and we will be free of them for a long while at last. Well said. Alright. Travel Hammerfest. Ooh, Travy Hammerfest. Wait, Trally Hammerfest. That's the name.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
I would be grateful for your assistance. We need to keep our enemies penned. They said penned again. Maybe it is penned. Maybe it's not pinned. I always thought it was pinned, but whatever. Penned within Rath Tergron as best we may. The number of goblins seem to have grown each day, but our stout barricades have been enough to keep them at bay. However, those vile Murk-eye cave claws have taken to creeping up and burrowing beneath the barricades in the deep of night and threaten to undermine the walls if we can't find a way to stop them. If you could hunt a number of the creatures down, it could serve to put a halt to their incessant digging and gain us some time to repair any damage they've already done. Well said. Well said. We shall do that.
Greetings, traveler. Will you stay?
Greetings, traveler! Will you stay a moment? Ah, greetings! Welcome to the beautiful Rath Tegral, the finest stretch of desolate rock and goblin holes in all of the Blue Mountains. If you have come to help, we should certainly use it. Things have gotten worse of late, and all the manner of things are crawling up out of the ground around here. I'd personally be grateful if you could do away with a few of the spiders that infest the area. I used to run patrols in there, not now and again, but since they showed up, I haven't been able to bring myself to set a foot past this barricade. I've been afraid of spiders since I was a wee lad. So, what say you? Are you up for the challenge, or would you rather join me freezing my hinder parts off till the snows come? Interesting way of putting it, my friend. Alright, so we've got some good stuff here to do. So we have a quest to turn into the elf, because he wants me to bring back the bow that the elf had given him, which I think that elf probably is one of the leaders of Duland. I think that's how you say it. Duland. Alright, and then we have to defeat these guys. I will defeat them, and then we will turn the quest in later. So you do not have to see me fight for the next 25 minutes. We're not going to do a whole episode on just ///.
Even though I'm sure some people think that's cool, but we're focusing on the quests and the stories and the beauty of the game. Look at those clouds. Look at that. We got some big ballistas. Here's their walls they've built. There's some other dwarf warriors here. Whoa, level 135 warriors. Look at their health. 653,000 HP to my 603. 631, I mean. Yeah. Alright, well. So we are going to end here, I believe, my friends. And then we will come back, and I'll have defeated the Goblin leader and these goblins, and we'll turn that in, and then we'll bring the bow to what's-his-name, and then hopefully we'll have more done with the prologue, and we'll know the next step after we thin the goblins' ranks for Dwalin and the Elven host. We're going to try to defeat Skullgrim and his alliance with the Goblin scum. Until next time, I am your guide and host, Zolin Ironshield. Have a good one.